everybody, how are you? I'm back again. Back again because Chantal is back again. So while I was uploading the first video, the crusty pizza video, she put up another video called Eating Italian Poutine from Louis Pizza in my car and apologizing for being a bee. That's one heck of a long title, Chantal. It just you couldn't condense it down a little bit, but I watched the video. The video itself was 18 minutes and 52 seconds. And this is going to be kind of a shorter react, y'all. I'm condensing it down by a lot. I'm starting in at the react at 12 minutes and 22 seconds. And why am I doing that? Because this particular video, it's strictly for the feedy people. What is Chantal doing? Well, I'll give you a brief summary so that you don't have to watch most of the video. To sum it up in just a few sentences, she's sitting in her car. It looks like she's sitting in an empty parking lot. She got some Italian poutine. She's eating it in her car and making one heck of a mess and being sloppy, shoving the food in her mouth as fast as she can go. She spends the first part of the video talking about the poutine. She tells a story from her childhood. And the part that I was waiting for was this apology that she mentioned in the title. She didn't say exactly who she was apologizing to or for what, but if she was apologizing, I was all ears to see if she was sincere or not. And little spoiler, she's not being sincere. She gives a general apology. I have found better apologies going to, say, a greeting card store and picking out a greeting card. There's better apologies in a card than what's coming out of her mouth. But I wanted to react to this video, and I'm going to go off on Chantal. I'm so going to go off on her. But before we get into that, let's cover some brief stuff on Twitter. Because there's some cool stuff that I found in between video number 1 and this one that I want to show you guys. And some of it is good stuff. So let's start there before I get into going off on her. And if you guys are wondering, where's Booger? Well, Booger is, there she is. So she's sitting on my lap. Hi, Booger. Here's the baby. She's sitting on my lap, as she does. She likes to curl up on me. So I got Booger Cat here with me. Let's go on over to Twitter. This won't take too terribly long, but I did find some things of interest. And I'm just making sure I am where I need to be, and I am good. All right. So where are we starting first? Let's start with something positive to offset all of Chantal's negative, courtesy of Nature is Amazing, saying, what in the Jurassic Park is going on here? Look, this is in Sukabumi, West Java, Indonesia. I'm not going to lie. I would love to do this. This just looks really relaxing. It's a way to take a nature tour without having to walk. They're in these chairs that are being, like a little conveyor belt type action going over the river. Everybody looks comfortable. I would love to do this. I would so do this. What a great way to experience nature and no physical labor, no sweating, no mosquitoes. Yeah, this looks fun. This looks like a lot of fun. What a great idea. Whoever came up with this, well done. What a great way for people to experience the wonderful nature in Indonesia and be relaxed all at the same time. Moving on to things to do, saying, I need this kind of peace. I am such a sucker for anything that has to do with being close to the beach. So a little place like this, a little funky place right next to the beach, it looks relaxing. I would so live there. I mean, it's small, it's quaint, It's perfect. You got plants, you got the ocean, you get the sound of the waves. What more do you need? Not much more. And just bring in a few books and my cat, and we'd be all set. All right, this is from Jolie. This is talking about Chantal. This is kind of a recap of the video she did. In the video, Chantal mentioned that she might go live tomorrow. She also mentioned celebrating her birthday with Salah in private at her favorite restaurant. He gifted her with trays of sweets and her glasses that don't fit her face. So she likes to say that Salah cares about her. But what man who cares about his alleged wife, knowing that she's got out of control diabetes, her weight is through the roof, her blood sugar and her blood pressure are also through the roof, you're going to give her a tray of sweets? It sounds like he was trying to induce a medical event. Because I can't think of a single person who loves someone, even as a friend, that would do that to another person, knowing they've got health issues. I mean, why would you do that? But she might go live tomorrow. Well, that's interesting. Where is she going to go live at? In the car? Does she have a place to stay? We'll see. We will absolutely see. Although I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really don't have much hope for Chantal doing anything interesting in her live. I really don't. If she does a live and she's eating throughout the live or she's talking about the same crap, I might just skip it. Because what's the point? What is the point of tuning into her live if it's just going to be a mukbang done in front of a live audience? But we will see what she does. This is from Pegatha saying, why do fat people think that normal people believe they should only eat salads? No, we think you should eat normal sized portions, not family meals. Yeah, like if you're a bigger individual, as is Chantal, like Chantal likes to say out loud over and over that she tries to imply that healthy eating is just eating salads. This is 2024. There's so many healthy foods out there, so many options, so many ways to eat tasty foods. There's so many things now that there didn't used to be. There didn't used to be things like oat milk or bran milk or almond milk. There's so many healthy options to speak of. And she doesn't want to explore the healthy options and broaden out her palate and try to find something healthier that might also be tasty that's good for her. She wants to stick to what's familiar just because she's familiar with it. So here is kind of a screenshot of her in her live. You guys can see what she's doing. But here is the first portion of the video. Like she put this little warning in saying, warning, if you will complain about eating noises giving you hives, if you have misonovophobia, fat people should only eat salad, diabetes and carbs, you hate watching people eat, you may want to sit this one out. So already she's being passive aggressive and angry. Although, like, why is she angry? Is she angry because people in her audience want her to be healthy? Is she angry because the reactors, we've all said the same things, that she needs to go to inpatient? She needs to get a hold on her issue with food because it's literally unaliving her. She's angry about people giving her sound advice and words of truth. Well, Chantal, you decided to put your content on YouTube. You decided to make your content public. You're doing feedy content. And honestly, that belongs on a private forum, like say Patreon or OnlyFans or something. If you had a private forum, then only people who want to see it will pay to see it, and you won't be exposing it to the general public. As long as you are exposing it and showing it to the general public, and there are those of us in the audience that we see it for what it is. It is unhealthy eating. You are doing self-harm content. We're going to call it out for what it is, and you're going to have to continue to hear about it. So if you don't like it, go somewhere else and do this kind of content. Direct all the feedy people that are into the food fetish to go to that forum, and you won't have to hear from us anymore. But yeah, passive aggressive Patty is out, and she's angry because she knows she's going to hear about what she is doing. So here's a screenshot. Y'all take a look at this. Do you see now why I'm not showing most of the video? There she is sitting in her car. Look at that massive, massive portion of Italian poutine. And for those who don't know what exactly is in poutine, normal poutine, as I understand it, it's French fries coated in cheese curds and brown gravy. There are different variations of poutine. I believe this version, it's got the French fries, and the French fries are coated. It's coated in cheese and like it's Italian tomato sauce. So look at the size of that portion. That's an entire pie tin filled to the brim with French fries, carbs, cheese, more carbs, and sauce. And she eats a lot of it. That's such a heavy meal. I don't know. She just got out of the freaking hospital. Did she not? She said she had to go to the hospital. She was sick from eating at a Chinese buffet or the norovirus. So she just got back to being healthy. Now she's back to eating the fast food, the very stuff that makes her sick. If you want my opinion and my feeling about that, I think Chantal has an out of control issue with food, and she has no intention of stopping or slowing down. But what she does is she will go to her YouTube channel, find the feedy people who then enable her and pay her to do this self-harm content. And then if she goes too far and she does too much and she feels sick, her blood sugar and her high blood pressure get too high and they start to spike. Then she turns around and goes to the hospital and kind of abuses the medical system. She'll go to the hospital, they'll give her some fluids, they'll cleanse some of the salt and the sugar out of her system, they'll give her some insulin, and then once the danger of her going to a diabetic coma comes back down, she'll then go right out and do the same behavior over and over again. So this is not about her caring about her health when she goes to a hospital. Going to the hospital is just all about making sure she doesn't go past a certain point to where she ends up in a coma or in a morgue. She starts to feel sick. She starts to feel dizzy. She will run to a hospital, run to a clinic, get some medication, get some fluids, get some insulin, bring the blood sugar back down. As soon as it's back down, turn around and chase it all the way back up. Chantal, that's such a dangerous game to play with your body. And you may think you're being smart, but you're not. Because while you're doing all this, you are causing damage to your body. And you're not even doing this privately, you're doing it publicly. You're letting everybody watch you unalive yourself. You shouldn't be doing it, but you shouldn't be doing it publicly. Okay, moving on to Lime Jello. Lime Jello says, Chantal, F you. What you said to me about my weight loss surgery and my husband was unprovoked. You can kiss my skinny butt. Not forgiven, eat the poo-poos. You're saying it now because you need money and sympathy. So what is Lime Jello referring to? Well, in the video I'm going to react to, the latter part of the video, because I'm leaving out most of it, Chantal gives an apology. Now, here's the weird thing about the apology. This is so out of left field. She's not in her video apologizing for the PayPal stuff. She's apologizing for part of the Cuba stuff, of things she said in Cuba. That was over 2 years ago. And as I remember, she was going off on certain people in her chat and ridiculing people that had weight loss surgery. I don't know if Lime Jello was one of them. It sounds like Lime Jello was somebody that she insulted. But at that time period, Chantal was ridiculing anybody who lost weight or had weight loss surgery, although she herself has researched getting weight loss surgery. But due to the fact that Chantal could never go through the process and the procedure and the proper steps to get weight loss surgery, she would never qualify. Due to her out of control issue with food, the doctors would automatically say no. As it is right now, given all of her health conditions, she would be very high risk on the table. No doctor worth his degree will put her on the table and attempt weight loss surgery. So, in my opinion, I think Chantal is actually jealous of anyone who's gotten weight loss surgery and had success. She's jealous because she doesn't have this self control. She doesn't have the impulse control. She doesn't have the discipline to get to the point where she can get weight loss surgery and lose the weight. And yet, she will not do what she could do and lose some of the weight naturally, which she could do if she just cut down her portions. That would create a calorie deficit. If she stopped eating 8,000 calories a day and trimmed down to say 2,000 calories a day, just doing that, she would start to lose weight. Because they say that weight loss, most of it is in the kitchen. 75% is in the kitchen, 25% is in the gym. So if she started in the kitchen and if she's eating healthy, creating a calorie deficit, more nutrients versus less garbage, she would lose weight. So she's jealous of anybody who's gone through WLS, humiliating them. That happened in Cuba. And Lime Jello just saying, screw you and screw your fake apology. And Lime Jello, I'm on board with you. Her apology was not sincere. So if you're not sincere, you're not honest, Chantal. Your apology is not accepted. Holly Go Heavy says, haven't we heard this poutine as a child story like 3 times now? The 1 week Foodie Beauty had a best friend and shared her poutine with her. So in the video, the portion I'm not going to show, Chantal tells this long, boring story about a friend who shared her poutine with her. And yes, I think I have heard this story before. Chantal likes to recycle stories from her past many, many times over, just as she will do mukbangs with the same meals over and over. She can even choose different foods to do mukbangs with. It's always the same stuff. Always. Nothing But Love says, you have to put in old footage because your content is boring. Your channel is dying. You put no effort into what is supposed to be your only income. No lies detected when you saying that. Nothing But Love. You're on point with it. Her channel is dying. Her health is bad. She's not putting any effort in. People were looking forward to her coming back to Canada and doing some exciting content. Well, that's not happening. It's not happening at all. And if she keeps on this path, like, people are going to get really bored and not watch her. The only people that are going to watch Chantal are the feedies. Now, this is something really cool. This is something really positive. Y'all look at this from Science Girl. This husband spent 2 years creating a garden filled with fragrant flowers for his wife who lost her vision due to diabetes. I think that's the sweetest thing in the world. This is love. To be married to your wife and she's lost her vision. So you're going to spend 2 years creating a fragrant garden. So when she walks out of the house, she can smell all those beautiful flowers. What a wonderful act of pure love. Amazing. My hat's off to you, sir. To your devotion to your wife, to your love for your wife, and your wonderful relationship. Applause all the way around. Julie gives another recap of Chantal's video saying, Lou's Pizza is the best. Eating what looks like over 1 kg, 2.2 pounds of Italian poutine in full sugar soda. Talks about a girl in school, Nini, who was her best friend for a week and gave her leftover poutine to Chantal every day from lunch. So again, here's some more screenshots. You see what's going on here. Straight up feedy content. sticking the food in her mouth, full sugar soda. That's right. I just did a react to her video, like the cauliflower pizza. What happened? You just said in the video, this is so tasty. So you go from eating something healthy, which might be somewhat good for you, you go right back to the fast food. What was the point of eating that pizza? What? You never stick to the healthy stuff. You go right back to old reliable, and old reliable is what is hurting you. All right. So we're all caught up with that. Let's get out of here and let's go on to the video. And again, I'm not showing all of it. There's really no sense. She's not talking about anything. Look. Look. She's just sitting there eating her poutine. I just wanted to get to the part where she's apologizing and she's talking about the situation in Kuwait. Because everybody was wondering, is this video from today? Like, Chantal has heard about the situation over in Kuwait where there are airstrikes, and because of that, she can't fly home. So I wanted to cover just that part and her doing the apology, and then we're out. We are absolutely out. I'm not going to sit here and watch her eat all day. I refuse. Because the front part of this video ticked me off. It was straight up for the feeties. She's got this huge thing of food that she's eating in front of the camera. I suspect somebody paid her for this meal. So she was trying to eat as much as possible. She kept holding the container up to the camera, showing it off. And that's something that the feeders like. But I wanted to get to the apology. That's all I'm interested in. So we're just going to cover it. All right, let's go.
Definitely will have leftovers.
Yeah, right. You're only eating half of that on camera, and as soon as the camera's turned off, that thing is polished off. I have seen Chantal go to town on food. That, believe it or not, is not a lot for her. That's a snack. That's a snack. That's what that is.
So I'm not sure when I'm leaving.
You're not. You're not. You're not leaving. How in the world can you go back if there are airstrikes over there? I've been all over Twitter. There are airstrikes going on in Kuwait. It's dangerous over there right now. Airspace has been shut down, Chantal. You're not going back. Even if you had Willy Wonka's golden ticket to get on that plane that would take you straight to the chocolate factory in Kuwait, you ain't going. And you really shouldn't go anyway. Even if there were no airstrikes, ma'am, it's dangerous for you to fly. You have a loving husband and he wants you back over there? I don't think so. You are a liability and you are a burden right now. Even without the airstrikes, you are a risk. You're at risk for something medical happening in the air. And even if you got back over to Kuwait, you're still a risk because your health is getting worse. You got all kinds of health problems. You have no business flying, period.
I'm not even sure what I'm doing. With my life, but I'm just taking
Well, maybe you should figure it out before you go flying over there.
it day by day for now.
And I apologize for you guys having to watch her eat. You guys know I hate it too. But I am just here for the apology and then we're out.
I'm getting very worried about the situation in the Middle East, honestly.
Well, the situation in the Middle East is bad. But Chantal, you have this nasty habit of worrying about things that really don't concern you versus worrying about yourself. You know, you got all kinds of health problems. You are so sick. Why can't you focus on you? Why is that so hard? Why do you refuse to do that? Is it because if you focused on you, you would have to turn inward and look at yourself and focus on yourself, and you don't want to do that because you don't like your own reflection and you don't want to have to face it? At some point, you're going to have to face it. Stop using everything and everyone as a deflection point. You know what I think? I think you go off on Girl World as a way to escape from yourself. By directing your anger at all of us, you're stopping yourself from looking inward and being angry at yourself. Because if you looked inward and you saw all the things you were doing to yourself, the damage you were doing at yourself, you might get mad at yourself. You might realize how stupid you are and how stupid you've been. All the damage you've done to your body, some of which I'm sure cannot be undone. There might be some damage that could be undone, but there are some things that you cannot undo. And the damage that can be undone is going to take years, mama, years. And you don't want to fight that fight yet. You want to keep running from it. Well, the longer you run from it, the worse it's going to get, the longer it's going to take to fix it, the more permanent damage you might be doing to yourself. And what's pissing me off is the fact that you just made a big deal about going to the hospital. Yet here you are in the car with this poutine. Like the hospital visit never happened. You want sympathy for being sick after making yourself sick. Everybody feel bad for me. I was just in the hospital. I was so sick with the norovirus. And then you eat this poutine. It's a choice. All of this is a choice. Every time you sit down and you eat a meal like this, it's a choice. You make a choice for the meal. You make a choice about getting sick because of the meal, getting more unhealthy because of the meal, having health problems because of meals like this. It's all a choice. So you make the choice and you don't care about the consequences, no matter how severe. So guess what? If you don't care, then I don't care. Addiction, it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't. Addiction is like death. It does not discriminate. And it doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care if you're married to somebody or not. It doesn't care if you got money. It doesn't care if you got a huge YouTube channel or you're making money. It will take you and it will break you. It will ruin and wreck you. Look what it's done to you. It's done so much damage to you because you've let it, because you let it get so bad. And you don't want to course correct. You want to get on camera and showcase your addiction. It's almost like you're proud of it. And you look for people to back it up and you look for people to fund it and be your hug box. Any beezers who still support this woman, understand what you're supporting. You are supporting and enabling an addict. Period. Period. Those of you that support Chantal, do you care about her? Why don't I see you guys in her comments, in her live chats, protesting against this stuff? Is it because you're afraid of her wrath? Maybe. So I guess you're on board with her. You're going to watch her decline further and further, get more and more sick, and it's going to stress you out more and more. It's going to make you feel a certain kind of way. But rather than turn away and save your mental health, save the stress, you're going to sit there and stare at it. You're going to look at it, put yourself through that. Hey, that's another choice too. Feel free to make that choice if you want. Feel free. You can go where you want on YouTube. You can watch who you like on YouTube. But you're putting yourself through a whole lot of stress you don't have to endure. I'm just saying. But anybody who wants to know if she really wants to get healthy, videos like this prove where she's at. Show where she's at. Here it is, physical proof. She's saying without saying, I don't care. I don't care about my health. I don't care about my health problems. I don't care about my diabetes. I don't care about my lack of breathing. I don't care about my lack of mobility. I don't care about the fact that I'm gaining weight every single day. I don't care about anything. I'm just letting myself go. And whatever happens, happens. I just want to have my camera on when it happens. I came onto YouTube in front of a camera, lived my life in front of a camera. So maybe what she wants is to go out in front of a camera. And I'm not wishing that upon her. She's wishing that upon herself. Let's make that clear. She wants that. She wants to go out in front of a camera. This is how I feel. She wants everybody to watch every single moment of her life, even at the very end. But it's a real doggone shame. It didn't have to go this way, but she's choosing to go this way.
I know I don't typically talk about politics on my channel, but like I'm legit worried about like I there's like Iran has now struck Israel, and it's like,
You know, I don't think she cares about what's going on in the Middle East. She's very self-serving. She's very narcissistic. It's all about me, 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 me. The only thing she cares about is how it affects her ability to go back to Kuwait and sit in that fart box and have Salah deliver her food. If she could go back over there right now and get to Kuwait and sit in that apartment and get her takeout, she would not give a crap about what's going on in the Middle East. She wouldn't care. She cares because she can't get back over there and she can't monitor Salah. Like, you know, she's resentful about the fact that there's something going on over there and it's essentially blocking her from something she wants to do.
in retaliation for their embassy being bombed, or I think that's what happened. So things are getting bad over there.
And you know what, Chantal, instead of looking at the situation and saying, wow, things are really bad over there, it's really getting dangerous, I'm so glad I'm in Canada. Well, I'm somewhat safe. You're still thinking about going back over there, you big idiot.
And I just worry, obviously. I just want to say like a genuine I'm sorry for like
Okay, like that was weird. Was that not weird? So she goes about talking about things in the Middle East to immediately jumping into an apology. And again, take a look at this video. Where is this apology coming in? 14 minutes, 7 seconds out of an 18-minute and 52-second video. So the apology is basically at the end of the video versus the beginning. We're saving the apology until after she's had her meal. Because, you know, feeder content is so much more important than apologizing to people you might have offended or you might have hurt. The feeders come first, don't they, Chantal? Making sure they're happy. You hoping for some more PayPal money? You know what, Chantal? If you want to do a proper apology, the right way to do it is to make a separate video, no food included, and say you're sorry. Look directly into the camera and apologize and say exactly what you're apologizing for. Don't just do a blanket apology, a general apology. Say exactly in detail what you're apologizing for. Because you guys are going to watch right here, right now, the way she apologizes. That's another reason I'm not doing a video where I'm taking the video out. I want you guys to see her face while she's apologizing, because it's important to look at her face right now. Look at the way she's about to apologize. Watch how she handles it.
If I was ever mean to you, because I've lashed out at viewers, I've been pretty.
Look at her face. Look. When you talk to somebody and you mean what you say, especially when you've done wrong, you look them in the eye. You look them directly in the eye and you speak to them. When you look someone in the eye, you are showing honesty and sincerity. You're showing just by your gaze that you mean what you say. Booger, I can't hold you on my lap. You're 12 pounds. You're heavy. Get down for a minute, baby. She's not doing that. Her eyes are all over the place. They're over here. They're over there. If you mean what you say, why are you looking all around? Why are you looking out the window? Is there somebody outside the window you're apologizing to? Why are you looking to the other side? Is there somebody over there? Look at the camera. Look. The fact that you just did a mukbang and you're eating while you're apologizing, the apology is lost in translation just from you doing that. Who does that? Who apologizes while they're stuffing their face? Nobody but you. No one but you. But let's go on with the apology though. Let's let her get it out.
Nasty. I've said some mean things, even if it's out of anger, self-defense, whatever. You know,
She's being dismissive. If I said things out of anger or whatever, you're being dismissive. Would you like to know how to really apologize, Chantal? Do I have to teach you? Do I have to take you to school about how to apologize to somebody? Did no one in your family ever teach you how to do it right? I suspect they failed you in a lot of respects. They didn't teach you right. They didn't bring you up right. I was brought up in a family. I was brought up right. You know, you got to learn your manners. And if you don't learn your manners, you get the stare of death. And you got 3 seconds to correct whatever it is you just did, or there's going to be consequences. That's how I was brought up. Let me just show you an example of how you apologize the right way. This is how you do it. Look somebody in the eye. You know what, so and so, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. I'm sorry for that thing I said the other day. It was wrong of me to say that. And I didn't realize it at the time how insensitive it was, but it was really, really bad. And I thought about it later and I realized just what a jerk thing it was. And I wanted to apologize to you. And you don't have to accept my apology, but I'm giving the apology because it's the right thing to do. You know, right is right and wrong is wrong. That is how you apologize, Chantal. You don't demand forgiveness from somebody. If they choose to give it, that is their personal choice. But you apologize when you realize you've done wrong and you want to right the wrong as much as you can because it's the right thing to do. You never acknowledge your wrongs. You just do them and expect that everybody's just going to bend their will around you and be forgiven. Well, you can't forgive somebody if they're not really sorry. I don't think you're really sorry. I mean, it's taken 2 years for you to apologize with what happened in Cuba. 2 years. If you wait 2 years to apologize to somebody, it doesn't really sound sincere. It doesn't make any sense. It's coming out of nowhere, and you're not giving any context of why you're bringing this up now. It sounds so phony.
I really don't like being that way and hurting other people. So
You're a lying bitch. You're such a lying bitch. I don't like hurting other people. You lie. You so lie, Chantal. You love hurting other people. You hurt your family. You hurt your friends. You hurt your roommate slash former fiance. You hurt your cats. You've come online. You said things about reactors. You said things about people in the community. You even said things about people who are your subscribers. And that Cuba rage, that was you with the mask completely off. You were going off on your own subs during the live chat in your own VIB chat. And you weren't sorry. And even after people pointed out how you were acting on your channel, you refused to watch yourself during the Cuba rage, to acknowledge the wrong that you'd done or the things that you said. That would have been a good time to apologize, to watch yourself back and realize how awful you were, but you didn't. You absolutely did not. Now, here we are 2 years later. Suddenly it's coming out of nowhere. For what reason? Because you're desperate, because you're broke, you're needing money. So it's time to eat a little bit of fake humble pie and pretend that you're finding some kind of some remorse in your heart. You got to have her heart first. You don't have one, witch.
if I hurt you, if I'm responsible for
Wait,
that,
stop. Put the brakes on and let's go all the way back. I got to hear that part again. Let's hear it.
if I hurt you,
If I hurt you, if I hurt you, if I hurt you, dismissive. If I hurt you, I don't know if I did, but if I did, you hurt people. Don't be dismissive like that. You hurt people. You said awful things. You've been offensive. Don't try to blame shift and act like you didn't say those things, do those things. Don't put an if in there. The if does not belong in there.
if I'm responsible for that or offending you, I apologize. Like, truly, I do.
You say, I apologize to you, but you're not looking at the camera. Chantal, you're in your car. You don't even have an actual physical person in front of you looking you in the eye. So looking in the camera should be easier because there's no actual real live person there. So why can't you look at the camera and say, I'm sorry? Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? Do you truly not have a conscience? Do you truly not have any remorse or regret in your heart for anything you've done wrong, any mistakes you've done? That you just, the words I'm sorry just can't come out of your throat? Good God, woman.
And that just includes everybody. And I'm
Just
sorry.
a general blanket apology. Oh, this includes everybody. I'm not going to show real remorse and real redemption by apologizing to specific people for certain things that I've done wrong, which is the way I should do it. No, let's just make it a blanket apology and cover everybody. That is so cowardly. It is such a cop out. You're giving nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't see any regret or remorse on your face. I don't see any sadness. I don't see any guilt. I see nothing. Nothing.
For things I've said uh, recently or during Cuba Rage.
Yeah, blanket apology. Let's just cover it all. Let's just write one check to cover all of the hurt and the offensiveness that I've done over the past few years. And that's supposed to cover all the debt, right? It's supposed to cover all of the offensiveness and all of the being angry and awful, all the people I might have doxed. and embarrassed. One check will cover it all. Not really. Not really.
I hated my existence back then. Yeah.
You hate it now. Chantal, part of your problem is you hate yourself. You do. You hate yourself. You hate yourself. And how do I know this? Because I've known people like you. I mean, look, you are one of a kind. You are an anomaly. I've met people like you, but not exactly like you. I've known people with some of your traits. I've been involved people personally with some of your traits. I had a toxic relationship with somebody who had some of your traits. And that person in my life, he had a lot of self-loathing and self-hate filled to the brim. And he was always angry. And it took me a while to figure out that the reason why he was always angry is because that's when he felt the most alive. He felt alive when he was angry. That's when you feel the most alive, is when you're angry and raging. That's when you feel the most, angry, alive. You associate anger with feeling the most alive. You like going off on people. You've said so. You like insulting people. You've also said that. You've got an anger problem. You don't like who you are. If you could take your soul and put it into another body, you would. But here's the thing. You've only got one body. Just one. You got one life, one soul. And it is what it is, and it's all connected. If you don't like your body and what's going on with it, you can't switch out to another one. There's nothing else on layaway. You got to deal with what you got. Good, bad, ugly, in between. And you've chosen to wreck yourself. And you continue to wreck yourself. You don't like yourself. You make yourself worse. You are embarrassed about your body. You're not comfortable with your body. You're always trying to find ways to disguise and hide your body, doing it in bigger clothes and filters and the hijab and the abaya, different camera angles. You're even right now, you're in your car eating. You're not around anybody. There's a sense of shame that I'm picking up from that. You are ashamed about what you're doing, and yet you do it. You are indulging in your addiction alone, away from people, for the benefit of other people that have a certain fetish. You're not around other people doing this. You are alone in a parking lot doing this. And yet you won't stop. And yet you won't seek treatment, even though you know you should. You know what you need to do, but you don't want to do it because change is hard. And it's scary. But what's more scary? Change, or what could happen to you if you don't change? Again, this is a choice. One road or the other. You keep picking the wrong road.
Oh. But it's no excuse. I have to be careful about how I treat people, how I talk to people.
The only reason why she has to be careful is because she needs money. That's the only time Chantal has ever watched her mouth. When she was riding high on her high horse, making $20,000, $30,000 a month, she did not give an F about the way she talked to people. She talked to people like they were scum, subs included. She would talk down to her subs. She would be intimidating to her own subs. Go to people on her channel during live chats and say, "Who wants to be blocked? I'll block everybody." And she would sit there and block 60 to 100 people at a time. And this happened frequently. If somebody dared to speak up on her bad behavior or question her, that person would get ridiculed right there in live chat, or she might do a community post about them with a picture included. That's how she treats people. She looks at them as nothing. Now she's in a place where she's lost a lot of money. And so she's having to be more humble. And you got to know she hates it. She loves to be high on her horse and arrogant. And she hates the fact that her finances are so bad that she can't treat people like that anymore, because if she does, she'll lose the rest of her income.
You know, that's the only thing I can control.
You can control a lot more. There's a lot of things you can control. This is your life. Your life. You can control every aspect of your life if you wanted to. You could control your issues mentally, emotionally. You could go into treatment. You can go see a doctor. You can get on top of your health problems. You can get on top of your problems with food. You can go to counseling. You can get your health together, lose the weight. You can start to unravel that ball of bullshit inside of you that is destroying you. But you don't want to. You are in control, Chantal. Do you understand that? You are the captain of your own ship. That goes for everybody. Anybody watching this video, whatever your life is, you are the captain of your ship. We are all given the same 3 gifts. The moment that we take our first breath out in this world, we're given life, we are given choice, and free will. Those are 3 very precious gifts. And the moment you take your breath, when you come out of the womb, like your ticket is punched and you're off and running. Some people start off in life having an easy life, some not so much. But the moment you become an adult and you have the will to go out in there and do your own thing, you decide everything: what you eat, where you go, who you spend your time with, what to do with yourself. Everything you do in your day is a choice, which leads to either a good consequence or a bad consequence. Chantal keeps making the wrong ones, hence why her life sucks. But her trying to say this is the only thing I can control, madam, you control it all. It's just that you're not controlling it all. Hence the problem.
Losing my channel for a week, like getting a strike for my behavior towards another person, was eye-opening for me, because I was like, but I was responding to somebody hating on me, and it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. That sounds so juvenile. Like, I do need to grow up in that way. I need to
You
accept
know
that.
what it was, Chantal? That strike that you got, that was long in coming. YouTube has been really, really good to you. As a matter of fact, they've been too good. They've been looking the other way for far too long. When you lost your channel, you freaked all the way out about that. You were begging YouTube to give that channel back. I suspect that you had friends on YouTube, other YouTubers that reached out to YouTube on your behalf to help you get your channel back. And that's why you got it back. And YouTube gave your channel back, which is unheard of. And instead of you taking the experience and saying to yourself, well, that was a close one, I'm going to behave myself now, you didn't. You thought you were untouchable. You could just do whatever you wanted, and YouTube would look the other way. Well, sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. So you got a strike. Again, you got lucky that way. They gave you a strike, 7 days off. What they could have done is completely taken the channel away. And you know what? I'm just going to say it openly. I wish they would have. I wish they would have taken your channel away, because look what has happened since then. You're still eating. You're still doing the self-harm content. Your health is getting worse. You know, Your lack of health is directly linked to your YouTube income. The more money you get in pocket, the more reckless you are with it. The more you have contact with the feedy people, the worse things are becoming. So is having a channel good for you? It's not. It's not good for you, and it's not good for anybody who watches you or has contact with you, because they might get triggered by you and your content. You suck. You absolutely suck. 7 days is all you had off of YouTube. You got off light. Should have been more.
I can't stop. I'm on the internet. I can't stop people from hating on me. No, not everyone's gonna like me, you know, and people are gonna call me names or whatever, and just point things out about me. Whatever. They're gonna criticize me, and I look like crap going back and raging against something that I don't like and doing the same thing. Calling someone names or whatever. So it was eye opening for me, honestly, about my own behavior, and I don't like myself that way.
You're not sorry about what you did. You're sorry you got caught. You're only sorry because the consequences that you had to suffer as a result of your own actions. That's the only reason why you're sorry. You're not sorry about what you said about Kalari because you went after her again. So, Miss, I'm sorry you went after her again. It doesn't really scream, I'm sorry and I've learned my lesson, Chantal.
I'm full.
No, you're not full, liar.
So I have spaghetti sauce mouth like the kids in first grade. Remember I told you about that guy? I got this shirt as a gift for my birthday as well.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your spaghetti mouth, and nobody cares about your shirt, which, not to be mean, Chantal, but that shirt looks way tight. I'm not even there in the car with you. It looks like it's really, really tight on you. I could tell just by the way it's you got this crease going on in the front, like it's really, really tight across the front of you. It looks too tight, looks too small.
Well, I had a birthday celebration in private with Salah. I think I was on a strike anyways. And we went to my favorite restaurant, and um he got me like a bunch of like Arabic desserts.
Yeah, because that's the thing you do with a diabetic wife with high blood pressure and high blood sugar. Let's just get her a whole bunch of sweets. You know why he got you a whole bunch of sweets, Chantal? Because he knew you would eat them and the sugar might calm you down to where you weren't raging. That's why.
And he paid for my new glasses.
Cheap pair of glasses, they don't even fit.
And
By the way, speaking of your glasses, Chantal, you're back in Canada. You're driving. Where are your glasses? Why aren't you wearing them? If you've got bad vision, wouldn't it be dangerous for you to be driving without your glasses?
also paid for most of the trip here. So, and then I got from my family, we had some celebrations with different family members because I kind of just bounce around when I'm here. And I got a bunch of clothes. I'll have to show you guys everything. Some really cute things. And
How embarrassing. You're coming back from Kuwait to Canada. You got nothing. You don't have any money in pocket. You're coming home to basically sponge off your family, to to have a place to stay and get free clothes and get free food because you got nothing to show for. Even after being on YouTube with a 100K channel, sponging off your doggone family. Sad. Pathetic.
I'll do a separate vlog about my birthday. Like I'll try to. I'll show you guys what I got and stuff. Anyway, I will do some live streams, just maybe like tomorrow or something. I just have been really sick.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear you talk about I'm being sick like that poutine's going to help. You know, I've been really sick. Well, you just ate that poutine. I guess you're fine now. So I don't want to hear about you being sick. I guess you're fine.
can't believe that. But now I'm better, obviously, if I'm eating protein. When I was sick, I swore, I'm like, I'm never eating another bad thing for me ever again.
Well, that didn't last long, did it?
Anyway, I'm not going to eat the rest of this. I'm going to
Lies.
pack it up. And, you know, I'm still eating like some crap stuff. And, I'm going to try to wean off.
You know she's lying. Look at her. Them darty, shifty eyes, just looking here, looking there. I'm eating crap stuff. Yeah, we know. You show us. There's not even conspiracy theories about that. You show us the stuff that you eat. Then you sit there and yell at us, oh, I want my private life. I need my privacy. But yet you don't make anything private. Nothing.
Off of it, but and eat less of it. But
Yeah, good luck with that.
it's hard. Like I said, it's like mixed in with nostalgia. It's weird.
And that's why you need therapy, because you're using food as medicine and comfort for everything. You're in Canada, you're missing Salah, so you're self-soothing the loneliness with the food. You don't have a place of your own yet, which I'm sure is getting you down. The fact that you don't have a home base and you can't bees when you want, uh, you're kind of in flux about what to do and where to go. Like all of these factors and more is what's making you eat. That's why you need to go to therapy. That's why you don't really need to be left alone, because when you're left alone, this is what happens.
Anyway, that's how I think Tammy Slayton, she was asked, like, how she lost weight. She had the surgery, but also she said she would still eat things like spaghetti and pizza, but just like way less. So, like, when she was in the, I think this was before her surgery, though, actually. When she was in the rehab facility, they would give her spaghetti, but just like less of it with some salad.
Yeah, she was in a rehab facility where there were people around her that were being her support and helping her, which is what you need, but you'll never do it.
Or pizza, maybe one slice.
Like you are far too defiant. You don't want to listen to anybody.
So I just have to, like, you know. Anyway, enough of that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see.
Yeah, well, I didn't enjoy the video. I enjoyed going off on you. So that's it for this react. Again, sorry for showing her eating the food, but I want to go off on her. I really did. But that's it for this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed the react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to sit here and pet my kitty. Come here. Come here, bugger. Big girl. Big baby. And we're going to relax for a bit. And then I'm going to upload it and get ready for work that I have to do tonight. So hold on a minute. What? We're doing the baby thing. Likes me to hold her when like a baby. Like a baby. All right, guys, I'm gonna go and get this uploaded. So hope you guys have a great day, and don't forget to take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.